sewists! We are really excited for the upcoming sew along. Have you planned to join us? We so hope that you will. As we look ahead to the sew along week, I'd like to chat with you a moment about the needed materials. Fabric, interfacing, and batting. Many you may already have collected, while others can be a bit harder to source. We want to make sure that you have the opportunity to source everything you need with ample time to plan. For your main and lining fabric, there are many delightful options to choose from. We suggest woven fabrics about the weight of quilting cotton or thinner. Heavier fabrics, such as denim, thick twills, woolen blankets, and others, will become too thick to sew at some points in the construction of your nature basket. Woven cottons, thinner cotton decor fabric, thin wools, chambrays, linens, and others will all work wonderfully. Upcycle options might include thinner tablecloths and curtains, bed sheets, or large adult shirts and skirts may provide enough fabric for the smaller baskets. Knit fabrics are not recommended as they tend to shift and pucker while quilting. Interfacing will be the material that really makes your project shine, but can be one of the more difficult materials to source. I'm using Pell & Decor Bond as I'm in the United States. Some other suggested brands and products are included in the pattern for others worldwide, including Formfuse 1600F in New Zealand. Basically speaking, you are looking for a heavyweight interfacing, which is still flexible enough to turn the basket through. If you've made successful wings before, the suggested interfacing is the same. Buckram and super heavyweight bag interfacing will be too stiff as they will make the basket impossible to turn out. You'll find a link in the attached post which will give you a rundown of these suggested interfacings. Or, if you have made the wings or baskets and found another interfacing that works well, please feel free to share it in the comments. You will also need some kind of sewing interfacing. You can choose to buy a separate sewing interfacing or simply use extra of your fusible interfacing without fusing it. I will be using extra of this fusible interfacing. Batting is another important material to consider in your project. Many different kinds will do, so it tends to be much easier to find than the interfacing. You'll want to select a batting that is approximately 5 to 20 millimeters thick to provide enough loft and definition to give depth to your quilting lines and help provide additional sturdiness to your basket. Many different types will work, from synthetic to cotton to wool. Upcycle options even include using a cast-off quilt or doona or 1 to 2 layers of a fleece blanket. I will be using this thrifted polyester blanket. If you're not sure what thickness you would like, I actually suggest buying extra batting in one of the thinner sizes. You can always test by using scraps of your materials and see if you like the result. If you want more loft, you can always double up on your batting. A pro tip, basting spray can be helpful in keeping your materials from shifting when quilting, if you have it around. Last to consider are just the various small bits. Make sure that you have plenty of thread in your desired color, as the quilting can take up a fair bit of it. It's very helpful to spool a couple bobbins of it ahead of time to be prepared. Snaps and pliers will be necessary if you are including the hood, unless you intend to hack another type of closure. If you want to include any sort of embellishment, such as appliques, embroidery, fabric paint, and more, you'll want to make sure that you gather those materials as well. With that, you're ready to go. If you have any questions about your desired materials, do leave them in the comments here so we can help you address them ahead of time. Otherwise, we're nearly there. See you at the sew along.